What's up, guys? In this video we're going to be reviewing the Hygger HG089 36 watt aquarium LED light. It's also 36 inches, so that's the minimum tank that it's going to fit. We're going to go over the specs real quick, but before I do that, let's get the whole sponsorship thing out of the way. You probably saw that little sponsor tag that YouTube puts up there. Hygger did provide this light to me at no cost. You know, once a month they get a hold of me and kind of see what's going on and if I need anything. And this month I said, well, you know, I could use a light for this aquarium right here. They said, no problem. We'll send you out one of our lights. And this is what they sent. So let's go over the specs real quick and then I'll tell you why I even need this aquarium light. All right, product specs are right here on the box. It's a 36 watt light, RGB of course. 2098 lumens. That's gonna hopefully do what I need it to do. It's a 36 to 41 inch tank is what it fits, and for those of you using the metric system, that's 92 to 105 centimeters. Other product features you can see here, power off memory function. I think that's going to be pretty handy. A lot of times with these lights here, when the power goes off, these little control units here lose their memory and you got to reset them every time your power comes back on. I live in Florida, so we get a lot of storms. Power outages are frequent here. Anyway, adjustable color range, adjustable timer, high color render index, you know, waterproof aluminum housing. Just some of the things that are pretty standard on every Hygger light. Now you may be thinking to yourself that because Hygger gave me this light for free that I'm automatically going to give it a good review. Well, if it does what it's supposed to do, and a light is supposed to grow plants, then I'll probably give it a good review unless there's some major flaw or it's hard to program or something like that. But if it grows if it grows plants, that's what a light's supposed to do, so it should get a good review. We'll find out later in the video. Now, if you're new to the channel, you don't know my history with Hygger lights. They started this channel. I bought 6 of them for all of my aquariums. I was on a budget, and I think they give pretty good value for what you pay for a Hygger light. So I've bought a couple of them myself already. This is only the second one Hygger's given to me for free, so we'll see if it lives up to the hype. Now, the whole reason I need this light, and I'm very appreciative Hygger sent me one, is because this aquarium is not growing in the way that I want it to. I don't think the plants have enough light, and so they're not using up the nutrients. So guess what is using the nutrients? The algae. So we're starting to get algae in that aquarium, and it's because I just have this kind of under mount cabinet light here. It's the right temperature, but it's not the right lumens. I just don't think it's bright enough. So let's go ahead and unbox this light, and I'll show you like the controller, what it looks like here. We'll go through a couple of functions, I guess, on the controller, get it on the aquarium here. And then it's a waiting game for me to see if my plants will grow. All right, you get to enjoy a beautiful floor view because, well, it's the only place large enough to unpack a 36-inch light, at least in my home here. So we'll get this thing out of the box, get this plastic off of there. There we go. What else is in here? This is going to be your second part of the power supply. Instructions, which I might actually need for this controller. And then, of course, you have your brackets. The brackets just slide in here on both sides. You want to make sure your plug's underneath. All right, put the bracket in on that side. Got our power brick here. And there you go. Pretty standard. All right, we got 24 rows of LEDs. Each row has 3 LEDs in it. So 24 times 3, that's going to be 72 individual LEDs. And I'm pretty sure these LEDs are, what do you call them, like variable color? Something along the lines of that, where each LED can change colors. It's not like you have one red and one green and one blue LED. I think that's how these are set up here. All right, on your controller here, you see you've got red, green, and blue up and down adjustments, as well as the brightness for the entire light. You have your 24/7 button here, where it'll mimic, sunrise and sunset on a 12-hour schedule. DIY, where you can set your own schedule and brightness. Your mode button here, which the instructions show you, how to go through the different modes. And then your timer, if you just want it to run in different cycles. You got 12-hour, 8-hour, and 6-hour. And then, of course, just your on-off. Now, this whole aquarium rack right here is set up on a smart outlet, and so the lights all turn on at one time. First step for us to install this is going to be shutting off this light, because to do a proper test on an aquarium light, I don't want any additional lighting. Fortunately for me, each rack has its own quick disconnect, so we can just disconnect power to this aquarium here while maintaining the lights on the timer on the other shelves. All right, setup should be pretty easy here. We're just gonna slide the light into the rack on top of the aquarium. I'm running into an issue here. Let me show you. My aquarium is too short. So you see that the bracket is sitting fine on this end, but as we come down the aquarium, it is not sitting on this end. The light is too long. Rather, the light is fine. The aquarium, come on, focus. The aquarium is too short. Now, I thought this aquarium was 36 inches long, but I guess I made a mistake. And as we can see, maybe if it'll focus, we are about an inch shy of 36 inches. I thought it was the same length as the 22 gallons here, which are 3 feet. It's not going to focus. There you can see we're 3 foot on these aquariums. This 10-gallon bookshelf, just a little short. All right, let's see if it'll just mount down on this aquarium and just sit here. No. What's going on here? This is a 36-inch light, but like the light itself is 36 inches. The feet do not fit a 36-inch tank. Let me get my measuring tape. This aquarium edge to edge is 36 inches exactly. And a 36-inch light should fit a 36-inch aquarium, but it doesn't. The feet, I mean, you could get it maybe to barely rest, but the light should really be like 35 inches and the feet 36 inches or whatever, just so it fits properly, but this doesn't fit right. All right, I've got some Hyger's adapters. Let me see if I can make this work. Okay, I've installed the Hyger's riser kit here, adjustable riser kit. See if this will help us get the light onto a 36-inch aquarium. Now we'll be able to actually mount it. All right, well, this is not the way that it should go if you're buying a product, but okay, now we'll plug it back in. Well, I will say it makes the tank look a lot better. If you saw before, it looked really kind of green or yellowish, and that's because it's not an opti-white tank, so the green glass gives it kind of a greeny hue, like this one down here for comparison. But under a higher power light, the aquarium even looks better. So there's a bonus. Props to the Hygger light for making the aquarium look better. That looks going to look fantastic here. This kind of dirt red substrate there and the green plants. So hopefully the S Repens will kind of fill in. I'm going to give it some time to grow, and then I'll trim it, see if we can get some better growth. I know my Pentatophyta up here was dying because it didn't have too much light, so maybe that'll fill in. The Java Fern should grow better. And of course the Anubias. So I'm going to give it a couple more weeks and see if this S. Repens fills in here. Then I'll trim it once it kind of establishes and grows a little bit more. The Bucephalandra here should enjoy a little more light, though it doesn't need it. The Java Fern will definitely enjoy some more light. The Anubias will, though again it doesn't need it. Those cardinal plants in the back, they will definitely enjoy some more light. And my Pentatophyta here was pretty much dying. It needs more light so it can spread out and grow too. So all in all, and the fish even look better, but all in all, I think the aquarium is going to benefit better with the light than this struggling Iwagumi Aquascape up above. So we're going to run this for a while. Let me do one more test here. Let me unplug the current overhead lights. Yes. All right, so we unplug the current overhead lights, and that's what the aquarium looks like with just the Hygger on a riser. All right, so at this point, I'm going to apologize for, wasting a little bit of time in the beginning, but I want my reviews to be real, and I want you to see what really happens, because if you don't trust my reviews, you don't trust the channel. If you don't trust the channel, you're not going to watch, and if you don't watch, then I can't afford to make more videos for you. So that's how this whole thing works. Well, let's just give it a couple of weeks, and we'll touch base again. It's been a couple of weeks since I put the Hygger light on this aquarium. Time for some closing thoughts here. First and foremost is going to be the light length. I think it needs to be just a little bit shorter, or the feet need to come in a little bit, something like that. It does not fit perfectly on a 36-inch aquarium. If you have something longer than that, then it'll fit fine because you can extend the legs out. But if you're going to do it on a 36-inch, you probably want to buy their next size down, which is only a couple inches shorter, and then you'll extend the legs out. It'll fit fine. I mean, you don't need the light to be right to the edge of your aquarium. Second thing I noticed is I run it on a timer with the rest of my rack. So it's an external Wi-Fi timer. It clicks on and off. When this light turns off, if connected to that timer, when it gets power again, it stays off. It doesn't default to being on, right? So that can be an issue because your light can click off. Let's say you're on vacation or something, and you lose power for some reason. They're doing some maintenance and you're not going to be home for a week. Your light's going to be off for a week because it will not kick back on with your timer system. Other than that, that's really the only two things I can say negatively about the light. Let's take a look at the plants here, because the light is supposed to help grow your plants without causing algae, and the Hygger light does that very well. Before I get to the plants though, the one thing I do love is sitting here looking at the fish under this light. The colors just pop on these little guppies. I've never seen the red's beak so red. Of course, the camera does not want to focus on them. Like, look at that guy right there, if you can kind of see the color right there. Now, they think I'm going to feed him, so it's really hard to get him to stay still, but maybe you saw some there. Colors are fantastic. The reds are very vibrant, and you can adjust the red, blue, green setting on this light so you can get the color balance that you enjoy. Maybe you got blue fish, you want to increase the blue light, so that's a bonus. Now, plants. Well, the S-Repens didn't cooperate, but that's not a problem of the light. They're growing up instead of out. So the balance of the light, I think, is perfect because I didn't get any algae. So the lumens are strong enough to grow plants. The boost has stood up and kind of grown a little bit here. Of course, the camera doesn't want to focus with all the fish swimming by. What else? The Anubias has responded very well to the light. It has gotten much bigger. Probably don't remember from the last clip, but I promise you it's gotten bigger. It's even creeped over here and spread out and gotten larger. This boost is looking fantastic. You usually get some algae on your slow growing plants like your Bucephalandra and stuff. I haven't had any algae in this aquarium. And most of my Hygger lit aquariums don't have algae. So I think they're really good at balancing the power. Sometimes you don't need 5,000 lumens. What is this? Java Fern. Filled in nicely. Again, Java Fern known for getting black brush algae. No algae there. And finally our, what is this? Cardinal plant here. I'm having a hard time with the plant names today, guys. The cardinal plant, as you see, has reached out of the water and is growing now immersed. If I come around to the side, you can see that they've filled in. They're even leaning. They've grown so much they're crowding each other. So really good results with the light once it got mounted on there, and I'm happy with it because I like my plants to grow a little slower too. Oh, by the way, got some red finally on our lilies here. My Tiger Lotus, rather, never really got pink or red. Now it is, so just enough light there. Perfect for me because I don't want rapid plant growth. Oh, we talked about the Pentatophyta. I'm all over the place on this outro, aren't I, guys? Well, real YouTube for you. Pentatophyta has responded well as well, if that makes sense. So all in all, I am happy with the light. I mean, especially since I did get it at no cost, so I can't complain at, having to use a bracket I had laying around, but something to consider for you guys. So don't base your decision on just the length of this particular light. Just get the next size down if you have a 3-foot tank. Anyway, I hope that was a quality, honest review for you guys. And if you enjoyed this review, there's plenty more on my channel. You can go ahead and check those out. If you want to support Hygger and buy one of these lights, there's a link in the description. I'll put it right at the very top of the description here. Want to say thank you to Hygger for providing the light for review, and I hope they gain some knowledgeable info out of it as well. Until next time, guys, enjoy your fish keeping. I'll see you on the next video.